Hello everyone, welcome to another Gamecidal Maniacs live stream. We are basically doing a take two on the beginning of Crash Bandicoot. If anyone was here for the last one, I had some very unpleasant issues with a certain Warthog stage that made me crash my game 3 times. So, I have moved my way over to a PS3. I've got a better controller to work with this time, so everything should go much more according to plan. And I'm actually quite excited. So, oh, the error issues just don't stop, do they? I, apparently, for some unforeseen reason, cannot get to my live chat. Hope you guys weren't thinking that this was going to go over completely seamlessly, but that is okay. Working on it, and seriously, just a few moments. There's a problem. I was attempting to do this through a browser when I should be using an app. Phones. My smartphone is what I'm using to check on my live stream, as my computer is well and good dedicated to running the stream. So, and why would I have the YouTube video up itself when I could go ahead and have OBS up the entire time? So I am sort of starting over, but these first handful of levels don't take very long. I may as well rehash some of the things I said last time. I really, really love these games. They've been some of my favorites since I was a kid. And I really think that they're worth going back to even today, which is why I'm super excited about the Insane trilogy. As well as spoilers for those of you who don't follow the press, even though it's been plastered all over YouTube if you follow gaming at all. Coco is confirmed to be a playable character in the first 3 games in every level aside from the vehicle levels, which is pretty nifty to me. So basically my attempt is, and God help me with this one, I am trying to figure out how many of the Crash Bandicoot games I can... Oh my... Can't believe that just happened. Whatever. I'm trying to figure out how many Crash Bandicoot games I can get through before the launch of... Insane Trilogy. As far as days that I can stream on, this leaves me 12 2-hour streams. So, 24 hours of Crash game play. I'm going the other way. Seeing how this is going, I don't think I'm going to reach my goal. But that is 12 days to beat all the Crash platformers. Specifically the platformers, because I don't feel like getting into the wide array of other games. The 2-party games, I'm actually not going to play any DS or 3DS games or PSP ports of PS2 games. So it is going to be just the platformers. And no Crash Team Racing, Crash Nitro Kart, Crash Tag Team Racing, or Crash Bash. Which leaves us with, and I really don't, I have it. I might do it as a special thing if I ungodly way and be able to get through this all. But I'm not including Crash Spyro Purple. Or Crystal Purple, or whatever it's called. The one that's a Game Boy Advance crossover with Spyro. I will not be doing that one because it's not even really a Crash Bandicoot game. It's not really even a platformer, it's more like mini-games. I have it, probably not going to play it. But I'm going to attempt to stream as many of these games as possible. So 9 games and approximately 24 hours of streaming time. Probably not going to happen, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to do them in release order. So Crash Bandicoot 1, Crash Bandicoot 2, 3 Warped, Wrath of Cortex, Twinsanity. No, sorry, not Twinsanity. Wrath of Cortex. That was just wonderful of me. Crash the Huge Adventure, Crash 2 Entrance for the Game Boy Advance, and is that all of them? Oh, and obviously Crash of the Titans and Mind Over Mutant. If I think I'm even going to make it that far, I will go out and buy Mind Over Mutant. I actually don't have it at the moment. Because I wasn't a super big fan of Crash of the Titans and didn't even finish the thing, so But there's my streaming schedule up till the 30th. I'll be happy if I just, 24 hours, 8 hours each to get through the Naughty Dog trilogy. I don't think it's going to be any issue. Well, okay. The only one that I think could be any problem at all is Crash 2, because it's one that I haven't played 10 times. Okay, 10 is an exaggeration. I played this one 3 times. Warped 4 times. It was one of my favorite games as a kid. I don't know what I just jumped off there, but I jumped off something. Never knew there was a life hidden up there. What do you know? And I've finished Crash 2 literally once. It's not that I don't like it, I just never got the chance to play it very much. I didn't have it as a kid. I only got to play it later when I was an adult. Never had many games as a kid, so didn't get the chance. And, yeah. But I'm excited to revisit Crash 2, because I genuinely do like the game. I just have gotten to play it so very, very little. And I anticipate that's the one that's going to give me the most challenge, because, well, I haven't played it very much. Yeah, seeing as I was a kid who had a PlayStation growing up, I'm stupidly excited for Insane Trilogy and everything that comes with it. And I am one of the many, many, many people hoping for a Spyro enhanced, remastered, whatever you want to call it, trilogy. As I really loved those games as well when I was a kid. I am one of the small minority that think both this game and Spyro 1 are really good and just as good as their sequels. Not many people think that, but I mean, I'm sure there are a good amount of people who love these games as much as I do. but I just haven't really met them in the wild, so to speak. So I wonder if there are any masks in this level. I've never checked. Probably not. Or else you'd... I mean, I could imagine that invincibility would break this level. Huh. Now I'm really curious if any modders have ever put a mask in this level just to see what happens when you get hit by the boulder with invincibility. I assume nothing. Like, I assume you just... it just kills you normally, or you... or it pushes you. Like the little spike poles do in the previous level. I always did love these running levels, as I discussed last time. Naughty Dog put these in to give Crash Bandicoot a little more personality. You never see his animations from the front, so it's a nice little addition. I think that actually might be the first gem that you can get. Unless you can get one in the first level without a colored gem. I don't think you can, but I could be entirely wrong about that. These are also not going to be gem runs. I'm doing these purely to get through the games as fast as possible. To El Crash 07, hola amigo, ¿qué tal? I'll be checking on the chat every now and then. Obviously, my eyes are going to be mostly glued to the screen. But, yeah. I honestly think these are utterly amazing games. And I really actually like the formula that these games have as far as their level design and everything like that. The fact that they are pretty much a 2D platformer in 3D space works really well. I really like these linear 3D platformers. Don't get me wrong, I also love, you know, Banjo-Kazooie is one of my favorite games ever, so, God, if that's not proof that, like, I grew up in the 90s, I don't know what is. What are some of your favorite childhood memories of games? Oh, the original Smash Bros. Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, and Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah, no, yeah. Sorry, I completely spaced off there looking at the feed for a moment. And I honestly cannot remember what I was saying. Oh my god. Oh, right. So, 90s kid. Yup. Legit. Right here. I actually hate when people refer to themselves as 90s kids. It means nothing. It just means you happened to grow up in a certain time period and that you probably like things from that time period, which is, you know, great. You should enjoy what you want, but just because it was from a decade doesn't mean it's any better than any other time. And yes, I will totally stream every game that I just mentioned eventually if you guys are into it. In fact, I eventually do have plans to just sit down and stream my way through the entire Spyro franchise. I actually have never played the Legend of Spyro games, so I would love to do that, and streaming seems like an awesome opportunity. Oh my god, I just missed Papu Papu. This guy. I love his jiggle physics. Like, Dead or Alive's got nothing on this guy. I used to die to this guy all the time as a kid because I instinctively jump up at his headdress, which if you do, you get hurt. And even now, I still take a hit every now and then when playing him. And, no, probably not Rayman. Sorry. Way too hard. I'm not pro MLG enough for gosh darn Rayman. Which, everyone remembers Rayman 2, maybe Rayman 3, but good God, the original is so unbearably hard. So, no. I'll be avoiding playing that and showing off my utter ineptitude. Unless you guys are okay with that. I actually don't mind playing a game I'm completely inept at if people are enjoying it. Another thing I'd love to do is really, really crappy games. I love crappy games as a rule, so playing something horrific like Superman 64 would be a ton of fun, just to see how far I can get before my brain melts. And, of course, for more in-depth things, any of my streams will be very base level, not completionist sort of things, except for Banjo-Kazooie, because, goddamn, I could 100% that in my sleep from how many times I've played it. Most of my Let's Plays and stuff are going to be, in essence, minimal. All my games are going to be very, you know, basic level. I'm not going to be doing any 100%ing unless I end up doing it on my Let's Plays. I do not have a problem with, you know, doing research before doing an episode of a Let's Play and really going for 100%. The only reason I don't want to do it on here... Screw these boxes. The only reason I don't want to do it on here is because it would take forever if I was sitting here trying to do it organically. And I don't think you guys want me to every now and then jot a note down of every time I see a colored crystal and what level it was in. That would probably get really old really fast. And I don't have them committed to memory because, well, as much as I've played these games, I 100%ed each one. Once for some of them, 0 for others. I have never 100%ed Crash 2. And that's it for me. That could have been like 5 lives. Whatever. It's alright. Alright, time for the level that I kept glitching out on. And I think I'm making much better time. I haven't been paying attention to time. It's been about 18 minutes. It took me like half an hour last time. So, let's see what Hog Wild has to offer. Now, I did test this level on PS3 last night with a previous save game that I have for this. And it did not crash last night. Crash. But I might go ahead and, as abhorrent of it is for me to say, I might go ahead and use a cheat to skip this level if it crashes on here. Because I want to just show off levels. I don't want to make you guys sit here while I try to avoid a glitch 100 times over. See? No crashing. We're good. I got this. That second hog used to mess me up all the time because you're not supposed to jump over it. And I always tried to. Alright, cool. Another level down. And another gem. Fantastic. And yes, I'm aware that me not going to play through Rayman 1 is sissy talk. I've actually never played Rayman 3, something I actually would like to do at some point. I might end up doing a regular Let's Play of that. I'm not sure. But time will tell. Well, there's me. Totally jinxing myself, but I haven't died since the first level. God, I died twice on the first level. Whatever. Had to get it out of the way, I guess. I always loved this level. The fact that it goes, like, to the top of the wall when the first of these, like, themes of level only brought you up a little ways, I always thought was super cool. Just the fact that you get to see what the top of it is. It's like, oh, I'm getting, like, I expected this level to end, like, you know, midway through the wall, like the first level of this theme did, but for it to go all the way to the top, I always thought was really, really cool. Same with Sunset Vista later on, I believe is the right one. The one that takes you to the top of the, that area. I think I mentioned in the last stream, but I'll go ahead and mention it for this one. I love the theming in this game. You have so many different, like, level types with their own, like, little themes. They're only used a couple times each. And I think they look gorgeous, but they all feel like they belong in the same geographical area. That's something that God damn it. That's something that I honestly can't say about a lot of platformers. So many platformers fall into the same, you know, fire world, ice worlds, grass worlds, jungle worlds, machine worlds sort of trope. But Crash Bandicoot does a really good job of, even though it has some of those tropes, it tries really hard. Ah, shit. There we go. It tries really hard to still feel like it's in the same geographical area. Even having some small, dare I call them this, cutscenes about you moving from one location to the next. Okay, there's like one. It's when you go into Cortex Power, I believe. Which is a nice little transition. It's like, look, you're still in the same world, but here's you actually going into the factory from the outside. Always thought that was neat. I actually always hated that mechanic right there when I was a kid. The spinning log things. And oh no. For this exact reason. It just feels like the fact that it puts you off so much really just kills your time. And if you miss a single one of these boxes like I did a little bit ago, then you're kind of SOL. Oh, is it this one? I think it's this one. Yeah! This blew my mind when I was a kid that you could do this. Crap, where do you go back over? Ah, right. No? Okay, well, I should be able to get back over here. Yes. Love that. It was kind of, it's kind of reminiscent of dropping through the back of the level in Super Mario Bros. 3, which always made me feel super cool since my aunt showed it to me when I was a kid. Because I was like, you know, a tiny kid. And I was like 3 and couldn't even really read yet. So when she showed me, look, hold down here and you can go through this white block and be behind the level, I'm like, that is some of the sickest shit I've ever seen, Auntie. No, not really, but I mean, like, it was still insane. It's little secrets like that that I think are just really cool. Not many games do that anymore. Like, there's hidden areas and, like, hidden paths and stuff. But it doesn't feel the same as something like that. That's, like, completely inconsequential, but just feels so cool when you find it. I did die in this level. There was a gem path anyways. Wouldn't have mattered. And there we go. Alright, Island 2. Making actually not horrible progress here. Is this the one where you can go backwards from the start of the level? Maybe it was, and I'm just not going back far enough. One of these river-themed levels, you can actually go backwards. I can never remember which one it is. Oh, I hate the timing on this fish. Good. The music is super awesome in this game. I actually used to listen to it in my car. Because I am that much of a loser. What do you listen to in your radio on your drive to work? Oh, latest band or maybe awesome gem from the 80s? Yeah, no, Crash Bandicoot soundtrack. Pretty cool. I know it's more atmospheric than anything, but I just really like the music, especially kind of compared to, like, 2 and 3. I feel like they step up the music as music part of the soundtrack, but I always like this one just for how, like, atmospheric and everything it is. I think if you hit this one, you have to go backwards. Forget it. I don't care that much. Again, not trying to get gems, just trying to get through. And I'm not gonna lie, I always found it kind of cool that this game requires you to get every box in one life to get a gem. I know a lot of people hate that, but I always thought it, like, really felt good as a reward. I know last time I was complaining about the fact that you have to, like, if you get these ton of bonus stages and then save through these, you have to, like, replay the level that you got the save on. And I always thought that was dumb, and forget this, that'll take forever. I always thought that was kind of dumb, but then I realized, like, if you got the gem on a level, then you saved after the fact. Which I'm pretty sure is the only way that you can get, like, an essentially complete save file. Obviously, you have to get the gem on the lab, but to have technically all the levels unlocked, so to speak, you have to, you know, you have to get that 100%, or you have to get that gem on the lab to be able to go straight to Cortex. Otherwise, you have to beat the lab again. Which kind of stinks. Alright, Ripperoo, another pretty dang easy boss. Huh, I never noticed. The number of bosses on each island is equal to which island it is. So, how to put this without sounding like a complete idiot. So, like, the first island has one boss on it. The second island has 2 bosses on it, I think. Yeah. Ripperoo and Koala Kong. And there I go. Oh, good. I'm gonna die on Ripperoo. Probably should have hit that. Probably should go over and hit that. I'm gonna go over and hit that. Yep, there we go. Yeah. And the third level has Pinstripe, Embryo, and then Cortex. Kind of nifty, didn't realize it until now. I'm willing to say this is where the game is going to start handing me my ass. These levels in particular just destroy me every time. It's not that they're particularly hard, it's just that they have really awkward timing that can really screw up a lot of what you're doing. And the bats. I forgot about the bats. Golly, don't I hate the bats. I think there may have been something up there. Well, that's me. Checkpoints. I really do genuinely like these levels, I just think that some of the timing on them is BS. And I pay a lot more attention to them as a result, as you can see by me inching along and shutting my mouth for once in a while. Not that the Brio token matters since I missed the first one, but oh well. These I also always had a depth perception with as a child. Can never tell when they were in and when they were out. Well, okay. And knock myself off these platforms. That's where the exclamation point is. Forget that. I ain't going back all that way. Jeez. Oh my god. If I could get on one of these platforms, that'd be fantastic. I also hated there was a lot of, like, awkward waiting. Oh, hey, this level does actually take you to the top of the ruins. For some reason, I always... Oh, good. For some reason, my brain always go to, And yes, you are right, Zombie Slayer 115, sorry. This is the game of all time. This is fantastic. I'm glad that someone shares my love of this one over the second and third one. I'll admit that mostly it's nostalgia and theming for me, but... Because I will admit, gameplay is a little smoother in 2 and 3. But as far as level theming goes, and pure unfiltered nostalgia and sense of adventure, this game wins it, without a doubt. I thought I was gonna die. And now we get to wait until it decides to push out all 3 at once, and then jump. And I probably didn't need to jump, but it makes me feel so much better. Just gonna clip through the wall for a little. Mother of God. Like I said, this level has some twitchy timing that I am not a fan of. I like sort of have it memorized, but at the same time I forget it easily. Okay, this one doesn't alternate, it's just this. Okay. Can I get it? Can I get it? Yeah, I did. Alright. I forgot that he spins you if you spin him. Or pushes you if you spin him. And like I said, this is about the part in the game where I start really showing how much I suck. Most of the first island, good. Like, no deaths, if any. Or, like, 1 or 2, if any. But, second island, after Ripperoo, nah, I'm done. Stick a fork in my char-broiled ass. It's always levels like this. Feminism is cancer as a username. Don't actually truly believe that. True feminism is a wonderful thing. Because true feminism is equalism, which is important. But, yes, this game did have the most iconic levels. It really, really did. And hi, Junior Romero. Saw hi, don't know what the fuck, so I say hi back, may have already left, I don't know. I also loved this panoramic view, this right here. Beautiful. Panoramic might not be the right word for it, but you know what I mean. Just gorgeous view of the levels. I'm doing wonderfully today. But yes, the background is really pretty in this level. Would you just? Thank you. Okay. Ooh, Wumpa fruit. Not apples. Wumpa. Wumpa fruit. I honestly don't know if the name of the Wumpa fruit is a reference to anything or if it's just some silly name made up. But... And I'll admit, I called them apples until I was like 10, so... Started playing these games when I was like 5. Actually, that might not be true. I may have actually called them Wumpa after a couple of years. Does not matter. You guys are probably not here to know what I called the fruit in Crash Bandicoot when I was 8. Here to see someone do actually pretty poorly at playing Crash Bandicoot. You might be here to see someone do it well, but that's not gonna really happen super great. I'm not gonna say I'm the worst player ever, but I've seen other Let's Plays. I know there are people much better at this than me. I've seen the speedruns. I apparently don't pay enough attention to actually learn how they do it. But I've seen them. Oh, this always bugged me. You can walk off these. Like, see I'm moving on it? Yeah, you can walk right off of these. After having played 2 and 3 for a while, and then coming back to this one, I immediately went to go dance around on the platform and fell right off the last time I was playing this. as I get oddly quiet, because I'm trying desperately not to fall off of stupid shit. I always loved these levels as well. They always felt very, Indiana Jonesy. And I love that once you go past these things, they don't close. That's awesome. That way you're not, you know, like, jumping back here then having your view obstructed. I love that. Because there's every chance you could time this pillar wrong, and then you'd have two big stones blocking your view. Again, never noticed that until I was older, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Well, that was anticlimactic. I'm just going to go ahead and completely miss that crate. Bounce right in front of it, that's all. Hi, Top Hat Gaming. How are you today? Just looking over at the chat anytime I'm not actively pressing buttons for whatever reason. Load screens, platforms I need to ride. And I know that people probably don't expect to be acknowledged as soon as they walk into a stream. But I like to... I think I like to, at least, have my viewers acknowledged. Despite the, 20-second or whatever delay YouTube has. Can't remember if that's only Twitch or if it's YouTube. I'm only doing this on YouTube. Why? Because I have a YouTube channel with a few things on it already. And I don't have any Twitch streams. Well, doesn't that mean you won't have any Twitch streams? Because you refuse to do it? Yeah, that's true. And you're definitely not wrong there. Cortex's generator room does have a scary theme. And I'm doing okay. 42 minutes and I'm at least halfway through the second island. Not horrific. I've seen better, but I've definitely done worse. This level, when I was 8, kept me from beating the game for the longest time. No, not the harder one later on. This level. Why? Because warthogs. And that. No, this level was actually the bane of my existence when I was a child. And I still get a little nervous when I play it today, even though I know it actually quite well now. But yeah, no, when I was a wee lad, I abso-freaking-lutely tanked at this level. Oh, might as well take this time to go ahead and shill myself out there. So I'm going to be doing this every, Tuesday through Friday, and probably as well Saturdays, though not this Saturday. We also have a Twitter. I'm going to try and use the live stream scheduling feature on YouTube to go ahead and say when it's going to be. But this, normally, 5 through 7 on Monday through Thursday, Tuesday through Friday is going to be my streaming schedule. And I will post any exceptions, probably both here and Twitter. You can always follow us at Gamecidal Maniacs, or at Gamecidal Maniacs, I believe. Pretty sure. Either that or just at Gamecidal. I always loved the fog as well. Now it reminds me of Silent Hill, but I always thought it was creepy as a kid myself. In Road to Nowhere, I'm on the bonus stage of that level, obviously. Don't know why I felt the need to point that out. There's no fog here. But Road to Nowhere, always, I thought the fog was so cool. And now I associate, like, fog with Silent Hill. But in the back of my mind, every now and then, I'm always nervous about a warthog running at me through fog. Not in, like, real life, but it, like, pops up in the back of my head of, like, it's a warthog popping up through fog. Can you do this? Yeah, okay, you can. I couldn't remember if it was only shells that were already faced down. Oh, brilliant. I know that you can also run on the ropes, but every time I do it, I end up falling. So I am not going to try. I am instead just going to take things slowly, like the developers intended. And there we go. One death on a level that used to completely derail runs. Oh, it is at Gamecidal. Thank you, Mental Lobster. Yeah. You're gonna see a good handful of deaths in the lab, mostly to assistance and just shit timing on my part. I think my least favorite level, in response to the question by Top Hat Gaming, the level that I hate the most... Actually, that's a really good question. I never really thought about disliking levels in this game very much. I actually genuinely like them all pretty well. Don't think it's Cortex Power. But the... Oh, God. Good. I'm good at video games, guys. No, the level that I actually, am the worst at would probably... Or the level that I dislike the most, because I'm the worst at it, is the one with the guys who throw the radioactive waste barrels. Expect numerous deaths. I will go ahead and say that. I'm actually hoping to get there today, but that's going to take a little bit of time, I'm not going to lie. In fact, out of all the levels that's going to give me trouble and make me lose lives like crazy, that one's going to be one of them. I hate that level. Just because the barrels actually do have a very unpredictable pattern. My best strategy has always been jump off the side of the level and try and avoid them that way. Because something about the depth perception and the way they bounce, I've never had good luck. Good thing I hit a checkpoint! No gem for you today, lad. Alright. And yes, sorry, not paying attention. I looked down when I died. Yes, no, this music is some of the most epic in the series. I can't wait to see how Vicarious Visions does with the remaster of this level's music. From what I've heard of their music, I actually like their remixes a lot. So I'm very excited to see how they do it. I am so sorry you guys have to watch such complete shite gameplay at this point. Died twice on this level alone. But that's okay. No one's perfect. And I honestly just have not put up enough hours in this game to really be able to, like, do it without deaths. So... You know, I never found Slippery Climb that horrific either. It's got really awkward timing. I will say the beta version of the level is a bit harder, but still nothing ungodly hard. But then again, we all have different things that we find difficult, so I can understand why some people would find it hard. But I feel if you're patient with it, it's not that bad. Still referring to Slippery Climb. Of course, that might just be my opinion. And we are all entitled to our own opinions. Just like how I'm entitled to go ahead and try and spin into enemies that knock me back. At least I don't do it with the villagers anymore. I really thought I was going to burn Crash's ass on that one. Because I'm trying to avoid that. And yes, you are right. Getting the platinum in this level when Insane Trilogy comes out is going to be an utter nightmare. I don't want to think about it. I'm not one for going for platinums anyways, because at a certain point I go, I know my limits. But, good God, this level... When I think of the first Crash Bandicoot levels, or the first games like levels having platinum trophies and stuff, or platinum relics, and time trials, period, it absolutely terrifies me. I tend to take these levels more slow and steady if I can help it, and I am not a big fan of the idea of running through these at a breakneck pace. Just feels like I'm going to die a lot because I rush things, because that's what I do. I rush things, and I take tons of unnecessary damage. And in a game that is not super loose with the health, sounds awful. Oh, God. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna clench my way through that. I love how they kind of gave up with the multi-pillar patterns on this and just like, make them like alternate or just push all three at once. Doesn't matter. Because on the end of the last level there was so... Oh my god, I forgot how much I hate this part. The timing on this is bananas, and I never got it down. Yeah, second least favorite level actually might be this one. Just because of the utterly malicious timing that it has at some points. I swear, the level actually has some odd moments where it decides to, like, I think it might be that when you trigger certain things tells when the timing is, because that timing on that torch back there can't be right. It's the timing I pretty much always get, but I've seen other people get slightly different timings on it, so it could be a thing that when the game brings it in, because for those of you who don't know, this game actually does kind of stream its levels, so to speak. It reads them off the disc and kind of does them that way, instead of what you would think of like load an entire level and play it. It instead loads one level or one part of the level at a time, which is why the static camera is the way that it is. Is loading in a portion of the level and then loading more of it as the camera gets closer to it is actually not a bad idea. But that can mean timing for certain objects can be weird if your timing coming into an area is weird. So, I don't know. I've never trusted it. I have never died to one of those before. Today, though, anything can happen. Whatever. At least this stream isn't riddled with the bugs the last one had. I am very, very grateful for that. In case you guys want to know... In case you guys want to know more about this game and its development, one of the lead developers on the game actually has an enormous blog. I cannot remember the name of the guy off the top of my head. And obviously linking it is not going to be super good. I'm not going to sit here and look it up while you guys are watching, because that would be annoying to do to you guys. But yeah, there's an entire development blog on the creation of this game, both in, like, how it went, the choices they made, localizing it to Japan and the choices that they made there, or the choices they were forced to make, them dealing with Universal and Sony. Really interesting read if you get the time. I absolutely loved it. But, yeah, if you can track it down, it's really fun to read through and gives you a lot of insight into a game that you probably already love if you're watching this. And honestly, I've never, in response to Zombie Slayer, I've never actually played the beta version of this level. This part always makes me nervous on my timing. Yeah, I don't think I've ever played the beta version of this level. That's why I always get nervous about this part. It's probably a little harder, I'm guessing. Most of the beta levels are harder. Okay, what is up with the timing on this part? I should have just gone when I saw it come out. That's okay. I'll wait. Oh my god. I am so sorry, you guys. I am utterly shite at this, apparently. Remember when I said I really hate these levels because of the odd timing that they have? Yeah, this right here, this is what I'm talking about. Whatever, it's done. As far as I'm concerned, this level can die in a fire. I still prefer it to the level with the toxic barrels, toxic waste, I think someone mentioned. But please don't put me back where I think you're going to put me back. It did. I know it's alright to lie, but it's not fun to watch someone do the same portion over and over again. Like a nub. I know it's super fun just staring at me, staring at a wall. And thank you for mentioning Boiler Room. That sounds totally right. think that stops the bats from spawning, because that would be absolutely lovely. Okay, now if I can get through this without roasting myself. I think I have to jump when it's higher over my head. And kind of come onto it at a weird angle sort of thing. Yep, there we go. No, I would honestly say this level is harder than Slippery Climb by a long shot. Because while the timing is odd in the other one, this one just seems intentionally malevolent. And I think all 3 of the Cortex tokens are up here. If I can find them, I will definitely be showing off the Cortex levels. Or the levels that the Cortex tokens give off. So if I unlock them, I'll show them off, but if I can't find the tokens, I'm probably not going to go looking for them. That was worth it. Totally. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's a good game. It really is. I'm entirely joking. I absolutely love this game. I just need to be more observant as a player and not just rush into things. Because I do not know the game well enough to just run at things. Could have used that to get up there and make this part easier. Yeah, things like this, levels like this, are why I am definitely not going for the gems. For me to do this in one run without dying would take forever, and you guys definitely don't want to see that. I would do something like that in a highly edited Let's Play, but here in a live stream, that would just be obnoxious. Again, love that view. The fact that you can see, like, the castle in the background is really cool. And I think I can make it. I think I can make it. I think I can. I think I can. I should have taken that. That's when you can do it. Okay, I see the pattern now. Doesn't mean I'm not still scared to try it. There we go. Die after. That's okay. It happens. These things happen. No sense crying over lost lives. No, I have 74 of them, and it's still going down. Wanted to hit 99. I know it doesn't mean anything, but always felt satisfying to have 99 lives. I should have just kept going. Shit. That's okay. I can do it this time. Well, the fact that if you time it right, you can actually, I'm pretty sure, get through the entirety of the bats with spinning. I might be utterly lying about that unintentionally, but there we go. Look at that. I can do it when I try. I will say the biggest slap in the face is when they hand you a continue checkpoint because you're doing absolutely terribly. Which is one of those games that does that has the adaptive difficulty. If you're doing crap, they'll give you things to make it easier, like they'll spawn you with an Aku Aku, and then if you continue to die relentlessly, they will actually give you, they'll replace random boxes with continues, which is like, it's cool in theory, but it kind of feels like they're taking a little too much pity on me. Kind of similar to the utterly, in my opinion, dreaded, I should shut up and try this. And try to get through it. There it goes. Okay, that's alright. Yeah, I know, I died. Sorry. The one place where it really matters not to die. Okay, well. In case you guys don't know what that, what the secret level is, that actually unlocks a sequel level to Hog Wilds, which is like a kind of fun level, actually. Don't die, don't die, don't die. Hey, look at that. Yeah, it's a sequel to Hog Wild. It's actually a kind of a fun level, but at the same time, not necessary for completion. I'll actually be kind of glad if I don't get the key for the other secret level. The other secret level is a sequel to the levels where you go through and have to use a light Aku Aku mask. Like one that produces light so that you can see ahead of you. And it's a cool idea, but it's also stupidly hard because you get hit. And, well, I hope you really know the level layout and timing, because if you don't, dead, 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 dead. Honestly thought that lizard was going to murder me. Alright, cool. Well, we made it through that level. Hey! Marathon that was. And Koala Kong. Almost done with the second island. Question is, can I get through the rest of the game with the limited amount of time we have left? I'm sorry I skipped the intro cutscene. I shouldn't have done that. Sorry, of all things, this shouldn't be the thing that I'm, like, shutting up and paying attention to. But, I would feel really stupid if I lost to Koala Kong. After all that work. The fact that I already got hit by him once is goddamn disgraceful. And again. Hey, look at that. We beat Koala Kong. Alright, heavy machinery. First level in the third island outside of Cortex Industries, or whatever it's called. Cortex Laboratory. I think it's Cortex Industries. You know, it always bugged me as a kid that I know I can go down there, but I really don't want to go down there. It always bugged me as a kid how the blue pipes in both this level and the lab, and other levels, I'm pretty sure they're in other levels as well. In fact, I know they're in other levels. Don't hurt you like the icy pipes. I always felt like they should. Probably because, you know, when you touch something that's so cold that ice is forming on it and it's made of metal, usually, you know, despite being right next to red hot things, if it's still that cold, it's probably cold enough that it might hurt to touch a little bit. I also always thought you should be able to jump on these things, but I guess their antenna hurts. They really start getting really stingy with the Aku Aku masks in this point. I don't think I've gotten hurt yet this level, but still. They're holding out on them pretty hard. Glad I got a save here, though. Do not feel like going back through Sunset Vista. Hey, only 13 levels left. I know it said 32, but 2 of those are secret. So, if I don't die a horrendous number of times, we might actually get through Crash Bandicoot 2 today. Or Crash Bandicoot 1 today. Not 2, obviously. You know, I'm not beating this game and an entire other game in like 40 some odd minutes. No, not happening. I feel like I've had a harder time with this level before. Maybe I'm just thinking of the level from, or the couple levels from Crash 2 that look similar. Those ones are awful. Those things can die right in a fire. I always hated those. I think we're... Oh, nope, 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 nope. I want those. I want those badly. There's every chance I won't need them, but I do not feel like restarting from a save file. Yep, those are on that little path. Should have taken it. Ah, well, that's alright. Next level, Cortex Power. If you're not going for the gem, this one isn't too horrible. And I skipped a cutscene again because I have twitchy fingers. Huh. Don't know if I've ever gotten invincibility on this level before. Oh shit, son. Oh, it doesn't count? I should have waited. Shit. Nah, it'd take way too much backtracking to actually get the gem in this level. Just considering it for a minute, I don't actually have to go there if I'm not grabbing the gem, though, so... I do not feel like backtracking with this static camera. Ah, that's on me. Like I said, my incompetency comes out around mid-second island, and we're into the third now, so gonna see moments like that more often. Just dumb deaths. It's that song about not getting hit by trains, dumb ways to die. Was popular a couple years ago. No one talks about it anymore. Australian Trailways made it. Gosh darn it. It's okay. It is a-okay to die every now and then. Maybe not this often, but what can I do? Except, you know, get good. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah, it's a better part of half of a life, but oh well. Alright, next level. Moving on. Making good time. Sort of. Generator room. Yep. 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 If I remember correctly, this one isn't too bad. Although something I never noticed until I got older was the smoke effect. If you watch like some of the background background elephants, guys, there are elephants in this background. Right. If you watch some of the background elements, you can see like a little black fog kind of going over it, and there's actually like a little kind of foggy filter sort of thing behind the entirety of the level. Why? Who knows, but it's there. I just let so many things go. Oh well, I'm not going for gems. Despite stupid deaths like that, I'm actually sort of doing better than I normally do when I get to this point in the game. Ugh. Of course, I say something and I've completely jinxed myself now. Fair for some of the most avoidable deaths you've ever seen in a video game. Always found it weird that this one Taunt token sits out in the open. Like, I know what happens with Brio tokens and Cortex tokens every now and then, but I don't think I've ever seen another Taunt token that isn't in a box. It's weird to me. It's bizarre. Whatever. We're saved! Yay! For those handful of you that are staying through this, I very much appreciate it. It's fun to play these games with an audience. As I am again oddly quiet, because I'm focusing so much on not doing stupid things that'll get me killed. Because I know I'm saving my lives for this level and the lab, and even though I don't entirely hate it, Slippery Climb, because it does have its awkward moments that can spend a life or two on you. I'm always so nervous that those are just going to randomly have electricity this time. I know they don't. They never do. But I still always get nervous of that electrical crack between them. Alright, and I believe the next level is Pinstripe Ponaru. Love that's nice enough to give you 3 lives. Like, ha, you're going to need it when Pinstripe is, oh, so easy. Nope. Toxic waste. How could I forget? How could I forget about my least favorite level? As previously discussed. See, these guys I got no problem with. These guys are fine. Just, you know, pay attention. Jump over the barrels. You're fine. Good old Donkey Kong shit. But, oh my god, the second bouncing barrels get introduced. I could die. And with my Aku Aku gone, there goes my insurance policy for this level. Again, this part of the level, not that bad. The depth perception, I feel, works fine in this part. Even on slopes, I can see where everything's coming from, but as soon as these fucking things get introduced... I should have gone earlier, because I'm gonna... Oh, no! I was so nervous. I was so nervous that I let myself get killed by a normal barrel. Well, I mean, missing it. Oh my god. Like it matters. At least I'm pretty sure there's a save level, or a level with a saving minigame right after Pinstripe. So as long as I get through this level just fine, I sincerely doubt I'm going to lose 90 some odd lives on Pinstripe freaking Bonnaroo. But, as long as I can get through this. It's okay. I think I'm relatively close to the end of the level. All there are from this point on are the bouncy barrels, but that is okay. Just gonna take a nice little Tana bonus round break from this absolute garbage. I was right there. It's alright. I have to dodge like 2 barrels, and then I'm done. It's gonna be a struggle for the entirety of that time, but... Yes! Yes! We are done. Done with my least favorite level. Done with goddamn toxic waste. Pinstripe! Let's do this! Let's do this, boy! Potaroo! I've been calling him Pontaroo this entire time. God, I feel like an idiot. This boss really isn't that great. I mean, it's cool that it's kind of like a thematic boss. And he's got like... it's kind of like a whole like story kind of thing. But it's just generally slow and kind of boring. And there goes Crash off into the stratosphere. And I'm done with Pinstripe. Nope. No, thank you. Damn it. I love it for, like, the fact that it makes the game stat much easier. But I always hate when a game is like, oh, here's some free lives. Wink, wink. Prepare your anus. Oh, come on! He was turning around. It's alright. Everything's alright. Everything's fine. Everything's cool. Everything's groovy. I could have kept running. It's alright. Then that's why I don't try and run on the ropes. I actually do think this level is stupidly cool. Like, just the theming is cool. The fact that they use the turtles like this in this level is really cool. I really like this level in general. I'm generally not super great at it, though. Does that start me at the beginning? That starts me at the beginning. God damn it! Please still be there, Tana. Thank you. I really don't want to have to replay the previous level again. So, thank you for respawning. Gosh darn it. I actually really like the fact that this level does this with the turtles. It's super cool. Also, I never noticed how Mario-esque Crash is with a lot of its elements. I thought about it recently, and once you notice it, you can't really unnotice it. But, like, a major consistent enemy in Crash and Mario are turtles. You jump on them and they go into their shells. Yes, they act differently after that, but still. The fact that the major source of currency is a collectible that if you collect 100 of, you get a life. The fact that there are some boxes that'll have 10 of that currency, but only if you hit it fast enough. The fact that both have man-eating flowers that will completely murder you if you're not paying attention to them and require, you know, timing to not completely die to. Yeah, all these things. Crash and Mario share in common. Sorry, I know I'm doing exponentially worse on this, but it is okay. I am getting through it. But again, thank you to everyone who's been watching so far. It actually really does mean a lot to me. Even just the handful of viewers that I have really does mean a lot to me. It makes me want to continue to do these streams, and yeah, thank you for watching. This is completely a hobby. I don't really have any ambitions to make this like a career or anything like that. But just a couple people watching every now and then on a stream really does a lot for my confidence, and generally gives me the warm fuzzies. And it means that I can continue to do a hobby that I enjoy and feel like I'm at least entertaining some people. So that's great. And here's that level that's pretty sure everyone... I think it's the sequel to this level that everyone complains about. Castle Machinery, isn't it? Because this first one isn't that bad. I mean, don't get me wrong, the second one's not as bad as everyone makes it out to be, but... Watch as I die constantly. It's okay, guys. I may have died, but at least I got that life. It's alright. No, Castle Machinery is the level that's also a side-scroller, but it has that scaling the side of a factory look. I think. Stormy Ascent. That's the name of the other level like this. Stormy Ascent. Knew it would come to me eventually. I'm pausing in front of this way too long, but I want to make sure I have the timing so I don't do that. Doesn't matter. Only back to the beginning of the level. Doesn't matter. Two. This is gonna be a long level. Just because I'm gonna keep pausing in front of every pattern. It's going to be a really long level just because of how many times I'm going to have to redo the areas because they are really stingy with checkpoints in this level. I forgot about that. Forget about Sunset Vista. This level. Just because of... Oh my god. This level, because of how easy it is to mess up and all the times that you have to just stop and wait, it's going to make getting platinum relics on this level in the Insane Trilogy utterly awful. Speaking of the Insane Trilogy, I am just super glad that we're getting it, period. The fact that we're getting another Crash Bandicoot game after so long is awesome. I know it's a remake, or remaster as they say, but I don't know if I'd really call it a remaster. I mean, the only things that they have from the original game is the level geometry from what I've heard. So I don't know if you have one set of assets, if you can call that a remaster. They did the rest of the code from the ground up, from my understanding, so... But, yeah, they made the game. If they want to call it a remaster, they can call it whatever the hell they want. But yeah, I'm really excited because sales of that means potentially a brand new Crash Bandicoot game. And if we get back to this linear level design with just really well-made levels, that'd be awesome. Works for Mario, so you guys are going to just see me doing this for the rest of the stream, probably. That's actually not necessarily true. I'm sure I'm going to get through this. It's just finicky timing. Just wish there was some visual indication for when a lot of these things were going to happen. Like, just like a twitch or something before the stairs change would be awesome. I've honestly never been a super big fan of sudden changes to a gaming environment with no clue of how they're going to do it. Or time it, rather. I actually thought that Mario 3D Land and World were awesome with this, with the beat blocks. For those of you who haven't played 3D Land or 3D World, beat blocks are these awesome things where they actually change in sync with a constant rhythm that has its own, like, musical accompaniment. I think I got the time down on these now. Maybe. These go up when you get there, approximately. Great! Great! Fantastic! I love this game. I do. I really do. This part is annoying because of the timing in it. But yeah, beat blocks. Of course, that earlier was me just genuinely screwing up, which I wouldn't have been upset about if I hadn't already done this section like 5 times. Beat blocks, yeah. Super Mario 3D Land and 3D World. They incorporate an audible rhythm, so you definitely know when the blocks are going to change. This is an awesome thing because it includes, usually a visual flash. I don't care anymore. This is nice because it gives you a visual representation of when you're going to have things like, or visual and audio representation of when changes in the level's geometry are going to happen. This is something that games should have, because it actually does matter. I don't think that in a game you should have to actually stand around for a little while memorizing a pattern before you can continue. That was just me trying to rush through this because I'm sick of doing this one part. I am actually really sick of doing this one part. It's not super fun. It's actually pretty boring. Because except for me rushing things, because I want to just get done with this part faster, it's not actually that hard. I'm just rushing and not paying attention to timing because I just want to be done with it. It's more unnecessarily annoying than anything. Get up there, thank you. There we go. Nothing to it, right, guys? I am so sorry. It is me dying like 10 times in a row. The most invigorating thing possible. Spent more time on that first section of this level than I'm pretty sure any level of the game up to this point. I also have a bad tendency to overcorrect when I think I've screwed up timing, which kills me more often than bad timing does, to be honest. Ho-de hum-de ho-de ha. Oh, hey, there's Brio tokens in this level. I forgot. Really hope that Aku is still there when I get back. Probably will be. Pretty sure the boxes respawn. Well, there's all that. It's cool. Moving on. I got a mask. That's great. And I lost him. Oh, hey. It's still there. Awesome. I really thought I was going to lose it. I also kind of love that when you get 3 tokens, it kind of serves as a floating checkpoint, sort of. The fact that you, like, just get a checkpoint. I always thought that was really, really neat. And how else could they do it? They have to warp you back into the room, but I'm not even going to waste my time with that. So I'll probably die getting back from it. Worth it, guys. Really, like there at the end and get killed by a scientist. Alright, well, there we go. That's Slippery Climb. Done. Out of the way. Lights out. This isn't that bad of a level, I don't think. I actually, like, yes, if you get hit, you're kind of just dead. But I never really minded these levels. I think they're actually kind of cool. think it adds a certain sense of urgency. And the amount of time that you have to wait in between things like platforms moving and obstacles isn't that great, as long as you know, play the level in a sort of normal way. And I mean, not doing that might actually run out of mask here. Oh, nope, I made it. Cool. Cool, cool. I always thought it was cool that that their eyes glowed red. Did I just get another Aku Aku? Oh, no. Spun one of the rats and got an Aku Aku for it. That means I have less time to get to this. Oh, I'm fine. Oh, shoot. I should have kept going. Do. Taking my time on this level. So I don't do that. Ah. Almost. Actually, the boss could have been another half mile away. I don't know. It's alright, though. Doing relatively good. Well... I should really learn to stop talking. Every time I say I'm doing alright, immediate screw-ups are inbound. I was sure that was going to move. It's one of the dippy ones. It's green. I should have known that. This is actually, despite my utter failure at it, just because of how cool the level looks with the Gothic mansion sort of look, this is actually one of my favorite levels, just theme-wise. Because it is a castle, and, you know, you don't think of it as a castle because it's like all the levels like castle machinery and the lab that make it look so much more technological, but I always forget that it's still a castle. But levels like this, like, make it very clear that, yes, this is a, you know, repurposed ye old medieval castle sort of thing. That has giant gaps in the floor for whatever reason. Oh my god, I thought I was gonna die there. I did it! Alright. Next level. Shoot, what is the next level? Castle Machinery? No, Jaws of Darkness. That's right. The other, subterranean temple level. I actually really like this level. I know I've said that about, like, every other level, but I really do like this level. I say that about almost every level because I do like almost every level. This is one of my favorite childhood games, and I think there's nothing wrong with having good things to say about it. Don't get me wrong, I can say negative things about it. Some relatively unfair timing at times. Nothing excuses me just screwing up in times like that, though, but... But in general, I really like the game, and while I acknowledge that it's not the best game ever, I think it's definitely worth its time. Oh, jeez. There we go, shutting my mouth again. Sorry, guys. I just don't have too much to say about this level. I really like it. I think it's a good level. I think the art in the level is pretty cool. I think this ancient ruin motif is cool. That's good. That's good. It's good stuff right there. Pro tip, do that. Let yourself die. It's good. I always love that the string appears a little before the spider does. That is always a little quirk that I enjoyed. Cha-cha-cha. Trying to spin to avoid exactly that, but that's okay. Getting a little suspicious. I've only gotten one Tana token. A little worried that I may have missed one. In fact, there's probably one over there. Oh, nope, there's one here. Don't know why I spent so much time trying to break that box. This literally does not matter. Hey, there we go. Okay. Alright, let's get a save point. Please don't die so I can get a save point. Oh, a funny thing from that blog I mentioned earlier, the blog that someone wrote about the development of this game. Japan did not like the music for this level. The critique that they had for it was it sounds too nostalgic for something they never heard before. That's interesting. I don't know what that means, or what they meant by that, but apparently they thought this music was too nostalgic. Hey, I got to 99 lives! Saving. Pretty sure it's... like, the only levels I have left are Castle Machinery. Stormy... bats, right. Castle Machinery. Stormy Ascent. Brio. Cortex. I think that might actually be it. The lab. The lab. Can't forget the lab. Castle Machinery, Brio, no, Stormy Ascent wasn't in this, was it? Wish I had gotten the green gem. That's okay. Yeah, I think Stormy Ascent is the version of this level that's harder. That was the beta level, or not version of this level, but version of Stormy Ascent that was ever so slightly harder, that people were like, I wonder if Vicarious Visions is going to put Stormy Ascent in the Insane Trilogy, when I was kind of like, I doubt it. Yeah, because now I'm fairly well convinced that it's just this, Brio, Lab, Great Hall, and Cortex. Huh. Depending on how well this level goes, I might extend the stream an extra, like, half hour just to get through this game. If so, yay, we did Crash Bandicoot in one session of a stream. And we can get right to Crash Bandicoot 2 tomorrow. That'd be awesome. That always gets me. I think I'd learn after I've played this game a few times. But, nope. Never do. Forget it. I'm good. I've got numerous lives. I'll be alright. Probably. Until the lab utterly screws me over, but that's okay. Well, I guess I've already extended the stream to overtime. So I'm just going to go ahead and see how far I can get before an extra half hour. So it'd be awesome if we could actually finish this game today. So I think Brio's next. Yep. Look at that. I don't think I've ever taken more than a couple tries on this boss. It's not the hardest thing in the Crash trilogy. That's for certain. Although, funny thing here. If you glitch him, you can actually have it so that he doesn't die on the last hit. So you can just have him, and he does get faster after every hit. So you can actually have him get, like, infinitely fast. Oh. Oh, geez. There we go. And there's Brio. Believe one normal level and one boss left, and we are done with this. Yep, the lab, this is it. That was good. It's alright. But I'm actually a little surprised that we're going to get through at least one game today, so... And Mental Lobster, you should do that. That would be fun. I'd love to see you do some gameplay footage for Legacy of Goku. Silly, ridiculous game that is. These guys always make me so nervous. Just that first attack, but... well, I screwed that up. It's that one, then that one. I think I'm actually getting relatively close to the end of the level. I remember this taking tons of lives for me sometimes. Darn it. And you should totally do that, by the way. The Summer of Z idea. That sounds really cool. There are a lot of DBZ games to play through. Maybe some Budokai, Tenkaichi. Definitely, you said Legacy of Goku. Who doesn't love Dragon Ball games? I know I'm nostalgic as hell for them, so be glad to watch it. Shoot. How far back does that set me? All the way back here. It's alright. We're nearly to the end of the game now. And Budokai Tenkaichi 3 is the best. I know it, like, might not be as, like, high quality of an actual fighting game as Budokai, but the sheer amount of characters, even if they are very similar to each other, is a ton of fun. And I love the fact that you can play as characters who I'm pretty sure never even threw a punch in the anime. Looking at you, Apule. And the inclusion of a couple Dragon Ball characters was awesome. Sure, I would have liked it if a couple more were added. I mean, I don't know why General Blue is in there, but other more important characters aren't. I would honestly have expected Silver before Blue, because I'm pretty sure Silver got quite a bit more screen time than the original Dragon Ball. Letting my inner otaku out over here, sorry. Alright, that's right, you can duck in here. For the brief amount of time that you need to get through here. And that's it. We have beaten the last real level. It did age pretty well, actually. Even today, it's a pretty fun game. I actually really liked Raging Blast 2, but I'm still willing to admit that Budokai Tenkaichi 3 is probably my favorite Dragon Ball Z fighting game. Ooh, that was a hard level, guys. I know everyone has made that joke. I'm sorry. But this is it! Cortex! We are going to beat Cortex. And I swear I'll only die like once or twice. Because I'm just that inept. I do not honestly have the pattern for him memorized. It's when the blue ones start doing little wiggly bits like this, that I start getting confused and get myself killed. But if I can get through this with this part with only taking one hit, shoot. Alright, this is it. He just shoots one more green, and we're done. Hey, look at that! In one stream, we beat Crash Bandicoot 1. Thank you all so very much for watching. We'll go ahead and let the credits start going before I head out. But I wanted to thank you all again for sitting with me and enjoying this. I'm going to be doing this every day up until the release of, every day, Tuesday through Fridays, at least. 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. As you can see, the end times might go a little longer. I might stop a little earlier at times, but generally around 5 to 7, you'll be able to catch me playing Crash Bandicoot games all the way up until the 30th, which is the release of the Insane trilogy. So, and I will try and get through as many of the platformer games as I can in that amount of time. Thank you all again for joining me for this for this stream. And I will see all of you next time. Goodbye.